Welcome back, Flare community. Happy Monday, start of a new week and start of some new opportunities. So I'd just like to say a big thank you to everyone who's warming up the chat. We've got Lotus in the house, Doc Bob D, Tasmanian, Death Ranger. We've got Moonman, Anna. Who else do we have in here? The Professor himself, Raphael. Great to see you all as always. And yeah, we're going to jump straight in. But before we do, I just want to apologize for last week. I may have been a little bit absent. But yeah, that's because I had the old Rona and was feeling a bit under the weather, but we're back now and ready to go. So we're going to start things off in the usual tradition, and that is with the Flare metrics statistics and see how all of the FTSOs are starting today. So if we go here and we go to the reward rate and reverse it, obviously, Flare Dienst topping the charts here so far, Evolve FTSO, FTSO IT in third, AFTSO in fourth, and Alpha Oracle in fifth. So that's the top 10. Sorry, the top 5. Top 10 looking pretty good. All of the usual suspects. Maybe Nerdherd. Not sure if I've heard of them or seen them up in this position recently, but congratulations to them. So, moving on. I guess the biggest news, you guys know what the biggest news was this week, at least I hope you do. It all started here from FTSO EU, who noticed that there was some exchange guides over here on the Flare document, the documentation. And shortly after that, we saw this tweet here from Flare, very cryptic indeed. It basically is what it says on the tin. You know, you see the Flare launching, and then obviously the train has left the station. And then very shortly after that, we did get an announcement of the Flare network launching. And for me, local time, that was on the 13th. And if we go over to the Songbird Explorer, give it a quick refresh, we can actually see these transactions being minted right now. The block time, about 1 minute. We're going to talk about that in a second. But if we type up here, what you can do is actually check out the blocks. So if you type in a number, for example, 1, you get to see the block 1 and the details of that. So timestamp, this is when the Flare network launched for me in my local time, which is +1 UTC, which was July the 13th at about 8:30 in the evening. Yes. Big up to Anna, who was wearing her t-shirts, the Flare community t-shirt, until the Flare network actually launched. Incredible dedication right there. So as I mentioned earlier, you may be wondering, you know, since there's not that many transactions, what does this 1 minute actually mean, right? Well, because no one really has the FLR yet, FLR is not being distributed. It's not going to be distributed until we finish observation mode, which should be in roughly 2 months or maybe more. But these transactions, AA Best, our local legend here, asked what are the transactions? And Hugo replied, data input for the distribution, the Flare Heartbeat daemon for the FTSO, then contract deployment and testing. So if you're wondering what's happening here, it doesn't mean that people have got the FLR early or anything like that. It's still to be distributed, and that's going to happen all at the same time. So that was the biggest news of the week, the launch of the Flare network, a historical moment. I'm sure you will all agree, and it looks like we have a lot to look forward to in the coming months. Here's a tweet from Hugo, obviously a fountain of knowledge spreading his wisdom here, and he says, it appears to me that finally the importance of DeFi over CeFi, that's decentralized finance over centralized finance, trustless and insured bridging over centralized solutions run by single entities, and insured information relay may, at massive expense, be starting to be understood. And I think we're going to sort of see this trend change where more and more people are going to be interested to learn about Flare. Now, you guys watching this are all veterans, I'm sure, and you guys will know a lot of the basics, and this is going to put you in good stead for when the Flare network launches. You know, we've been active on Songbird for quite some time now, And it's really going to be advantageous for you, especially when some of these applications launch. And more specifically, I'm talking DeFi. So if you've ever experienced the DeFi launch, such as, FLR Finance or Oracle Swap, there are opportunities to be had there, whether that's arbitrage or, just joining pools early and having a good share of the rewards. Songbird is really the training grounds where you could have learnt about that. So if you was participating in a launch, think about what you would have done differently, because you are going to get another chance to do that. So always reflect on what you've learned from the past and apply that to the future. And something else that I would say as well is, with so many people bound to join the community, if there is someone who is asking a question, don't ever feel like they should know it, because new people are joining all the time. And sometimes it's naive to think that, because you've been in this space so long, you have all this terminology and this understanding of, delegation and whatnot. And equally, I would say to the people who are new watching this stream or future videos or just joining the Flare community in general, don't ever be afraid to ask a question, because there's no such thing as a dumb question. Moving on. Yes, something that I said as well, people are starting to wake up to the Flare network. I have over 500 videos on the Flare community YouTube channel. Obviously, we did have that fiasco last week with it being banned, but quickly reinstated. So big shout out to everyone who helped with that. But yes, I just want to say that I really do appreciate you guys, because without you, the community wouldn't be a community. It would just be me. So, some news here from FLR Finance, and I think we're going to see FLR wrap soon. They was just talking with QuadJax XRP, who is part of the Casino Coin team. That was over in Vegas, and yeah, they've been talking about Flare Wrap Bridge. And this is going to be a bridge. It's not going to be like F assets, so please don't get that twisted. It's not going to have these benefits of being distributed FLR just for holding and whatnot, but it is going to be a way for external coins to be able to join the network in a different manner. And I believe they've got a custodian, so we'll be bridging in the traditional sense where the assets are sent somewhere, and then the recipient receives the wrapped version, and the assets are actually going to be held in custody until someone unwraps, and then obviously resent back to that person. So it's going to be quite good. I think we're going to see a big increase in liquidity on Songbird, because this is where it's initially going to be launched. And I guess that's another good point to bring up. Just because the Flare network has launched, for at least 2 months, we're not going to have the assets, the FLR. And, even after that, there's not going to be any applications straight away. A lot of applications such as FLR Finance are going to be launching all of their cutting edge protocols on the Songbird network for, I believe, for a long time, because this is the place to start. But rewinding further back from that, actually, we'll talk about that soon. FLR Finance are introducing FLR Drops, which is their NFT module, and we'll get to that in a second. There was a big fuss about the FLR distribution governance proposal, and yes, the proposal is just a proposal. It's not going to be established until, first of all of the FLR has been distributed, and then once people can vote on that. So it's going to be a while yet. Don't feel like you're in a rush with this, because that's not the case. But Tom T, who is the community manager for the Flare network, he posted some information on Discord, and FTSO AU very helpfully actually wrote this here onto their website. A little bit easier to see for those who don't have Discord. So I will post that in ye old chat for anyone that's interested. This, again, some wisdom from Hugo. Flare now serves many networks, making the opportunity very much larger. It didn't before, and this is in regards to the distribution. Those that come to Flare from outside of XRP must be able to participate on equal terms going forward. if you are receiving the initial distribution, you are in a highly privileged position. So please don't ever forget that. So the XRP community really have been blessed in the sense that we're getting this 15% straight up. But, you know, if this proposal is passed, for those who are holding FLR, they're going to have the claim going forward. So if you sell your FLR and this proposal goes through, then you basically give up your future rewards. And, you know, having 15% is already such a massive benefit, but we're going to see what the outcome of this is in due time. So please be patient, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Moving on, speaking of this, actually, so for the Flare Patreon group, I did actually release this video, which is a Patreon exclusive, which is very interesting. A little bit about my background, and I've had good responses from that. And yeah, Patreon exclusive. So if you do want to join, there is a link in the description. And I also dropped this video today about the new distribution proposal and basically giving you guys a little bit of my thoughts on the process. But this is going to be made public probably tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. If you are a member or a Patreon member or a YouTube member, definitely be sure to check out the Discord. And even if you're not, actually, we had a huge revamp over the weekend, and it's really great here. Today, for the members, we're going to do a member exclusive quiz. We've got all kinds of things going on and a different ranking, I guess, leveling up system. But if you are new, again, there is a link in the description. And if you check out this page here, or channel as they call it on Discord, rules and ranks, it will tell you all about what you need to do to get started, and lots of information here, lots of friendly people and legends. We've got the mod squad who are absolutely essential to making this work as well as it does. So big up to the mod squad too. Crypto Apero, he's created a really interesting article here on passive income strategies surrounding the Songbird network, and he makes some great diagrams. Actually, I'm not going to read this verbatim, but I will actually post a link for anyone that's interested in the chat. Give me a second. Yeah, he's really trying to maximize his passive income. He talks about delegation, but also delegations with additional rewards. So best FTSO, you've got an FTP, which you obviously get for delegating. Same with S-Toads, which give you S-Ribbits each week. We've got Sparkle's FTSO, which give some of their Metaspark, Defenders of the Metaspark NFTs, and many more as well. Flare Oracle here, who have obviously been around with their gears. And yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. You can see this breakdown here from the Oracle Swap team about their ecosystem, which is very interesting in itself. May have to do a video on this in the near future. But yeah, you know, I think his videos are really great, actually, or his articles. I can't really. That's not letting me. Oh, it is letting me zoom. Yeah, so I mean, if we go here, you can see that he does create a very nice little diagram talking about how you can earn with different protocols. You know, you've got the STSO, the Songbird time series Oracle, and how you can basically delegate it to earn some of these different assets. And, you know, you can start farming some of them on FLR Finance. And it really is a thriving ecosystem. And considering the Songbird network is not even a year old yet, I think we're in good stead for things for the future. It's a good promise in terms of opportunities. Cambrian Explosion, love some S-Toads. I know you do. Definitely championing in the S-Toads brand there, as do I. So this is something that I did just want to remind everyone about, and it's basically just something to do with scams, right? Obviously, this tweet is from a suspended account, and that account was this one here. I just want to quickly read this for those who may be a little bit blasé with their security protocols when interacting on Twitter. So always be vigilant of accounts asking to send you a DM. So I'm going to give you three reasons why, right? For this particular account that's been suspended now, thank God. They said that, they imitate Flare Networks. This is the official Flare Networks handle. They have a little check there, which means that they're verified. And they changed the S, what you can see here, to a Z, right? These very subtle changes may make you think that it's legitimate, but it's definitely not. But if this was a sophisticated scammer, they may even consider changing the L into a capital I, so it actually looks the same, but it's not. So always be cautious, and I would always check that if you're interacting with something with the Flare network, always just make sure that they have this verification badge here, right? The second reason is that Flare network don't have a technical support. And just for reference, this is a tweet that was deleted was saying, DM us for some support with your issue, or something similar to that, right? Flare team do not have a technical support account on Twitter, but they do have a Discord server, and there are many talented and friendly folk over there. So if you're yet to join the Flare Network official Discord server, I would highly recommend doing so. The third reason why it's obviously a scam is that scammers love to talk to you in private. This way they can direct you to malicious websites without raising the suspicion of the wider public. So if anyone is ever asking you for a DM for a solution, especially if it's on Twitter or Discord, always be wary. And I'd even recommend, if you're not really interacting with that many people, even just turning your DMs off, or only allowing people to direct message you who you follow. It's a good safety precaution there. So here are my top tips to keep yourself protected in crypto. If someone is approaching you, be wary. If you need support, go through the official channels. Never connect your wallet to a unfamiliar website, okay? And finally, keep your secret phrase a secret. This is the most important. It's called a secret phrase for a reason. Hey, we've got Freaking Awesome, who has just joined the contributor family. So thank you very much for that. I would highly recommend joining the Discord. We're going to have a members giveaway in the form of a quiz shortly after this stream, and that's going to be for 20 XRP. So thank you so much for the support, Freaking Awesome. You are freaking awesome. So that's that one. We're going to move on slightly here, and we have the PAC protocol. Now, many of you may have noticed this from last year sometime. PAC protocol did announce that they're supporting and integrating with the Flare network. Now, you may have noticed here that they are actually launching a FTSO data provider, which is always good. That was their initial plan, and it seems like the wheels are in motion for that. So keep your eyes on PAC. Finally, or almost finally, we have this message from Hugo, and I know a lot of people were part of Celsius, and obviously they're not having the best time right now, and their future is debatable. But Hugo did say, I caught this tweet from Hugo, he said, encouraging call with Celsius team just now. The situation is unclear and will remain so for some time, but it is clear that they are working hard to find a solution for their stakeholders. They will release further details in the future. The only option right now is to sit tight. So maybe not the best news, but it's very reassuring to know that Hugo is actively talking with them, okay? So Hugo's definitely doing all that he can do, but it really depends on Celsius's situation, if they get bailed out, if they plan to, go. I believe they're actually filing for bankruptcy. But yeah, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get your tokens. So sit tight and wait for information from Celsius themselves. Some incredible news here coming from NFTSO, who have launched, or I guess made their NFT generator tool, or they're going to make it public. So if you are a creator and you plan on launching a layered collection, I guess the basic principle here is you can go through this wizard and you can update or upload various different images or layers, and then I guess have the generator tool handle the rest. So if you are a budding artist, definitely something to consider, because I guess without any technical knowledge, you can have all this being managed for you on the back end, and obviously use the revolutionary generator tool. Message here from Best FTSO for those who may be a Bored Ape Songbird generator NFT holder. Now, this is one of the first collections, or it's the first collection to use the generator tool. So if you do have a generator, there is a deadline, and that is in, at the end of next month in August, which is ample time, I think. Just giving you guys a heads up there who may have a generator and still plan to use it. But there's also this flip side as well, where if you're holding a generator and everyone is rushing to use their generator, then with each generator NFT with each ape that's minted, a generator NFT is burnt. So the generators become rarer and rarer. So something to consider. I don't imagine everyone to make a generator, use their generator NFT, but yes, the deadline is at the end of next month. I just wanted to show you guys this. This is an incredible animation here by none other than Doge Hater. He's the budding artist behind the Crypto Avatar series. And if you haven't seen this, you're in for a real treat, but I'm not going to play the audio, unfortunately. But you can definitely check this out on NFTSO. I believe it's listed under the Crypto Avatars project under the featured section. There he is, Hugo himself with the Songbird flying about. Look how proud he looks. And you know why he's proud, right? It's the launch of the Flare. There's the deer in its natural habitat on the F world. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And there's Hugo just admiring his work. Yeah, I'm really impressed with Crypto Avatars' work. And if you watch this with the audio as well, you definitely won't be disappointed. There's Hugo. But yes, there is some more interesting things to come from Doge Hater. I can't really say much more than that, but stay tuned from him. He's got some things up his sleeve too. So I guess what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to wrap this up. For those who are members, we do have the members weekly members stage, which is just at the bottom here. So after you have connected your YouTube account or your Patreon account to Discord, you should get access to this members stage here. We're going to have a little bit of a chinwag, and yeah, that's it. So that's this week's news. And I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, as always. Really do appreciate the support. And until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.